Hi there, this is Chris Callett with museGrid.com. We're going to take a look at the new widgets from museGrid and also the Adobe Exchange and how we can install these great items. So first off, let's take a look at Adobe Muse Exchange and how this changes the way we do things with Muse. So here we have Adobe Muse Exchange. It's a great new way of being able to find new add-ons and content for Adobe Muse using the new libraries panel, which we'll take a look at in the moment, and you can create your own libraries and submit them. All of the items currently on Adobe Muse Exchange are download for free, and we have some of our items on there as well. There's lots of other providers that are building some really nice things, but let's take a look at what museGrid has to offer. So I've clicked the museGrid tag here, and we have these different add-ons and widgets. We have the analytics widget, copyright, and so on and so forth. So if you wanted to get one of these units, let's take a look at maybe the Copyright Lite. So we click on there. That gives us some details about what you can do with this, and we can click on download the item, and that item will download. Now if we click in the show in Finder on our Mac here, PC would be different, but pretty much the same process. I've got this muselib library here. I double click on it, and hey presto, it is now in my Muse library file. So we can see here that this is a new panel within Muse, and it allows us to add new library items, and we can get to the Adobe Muse Exchange directly from this panel. So I'm going to actually remove this now, and I'm going to install the utilities, the museGrid Utilities suite. Now we have it in this folder here, which you can purchase the entire pack of utilities from us, museGrid.com, and we have an installation guide here, but it's really easy. You just double click. So I'm going to double click that, and that's installed. And if we take a look in Muse now, our museGrid Utilities, we have all of those items now installed. So let's see how we use them. First off, easy copyright. Let's grab that. We can see it there. We just drag it onto the page. This little unit allows us to have a copyright notice at the bottom of the page, and we have the control of setting the start year and put the company name in here. So I'm going to change it to 2011, and let's call it museGrid.com, and that will update now. And there we go. Now the beauty of this as well is that the current date is using a little JavaScript file to generate the current date. So if you put this into your site, your website copyright will always be up to date. So going forward, once we hit 2014, of course, this will change to 2014. So let's take a look at our next item, which is the IFrame Builder. So if we just drag that onto the page, we can see here our settings. We can give the iframe a name. We can choose the page that we're going to look at. Let's make this iframe width 500. We can set whether we want scroll bars, yes or no, and that's really useful for building iframe based content into your site. It's very easy to use. Next we have image placeholder. Let's drag that onto the page, and what this will do, it allows us to put a placeholder on the page that we can change its dimensions, but then once we're ready to change the image, we can just go to the fill options and we can select an image from our computer and load that up. So that's really useful for when we're building a site where we don't have the images yet. We can just put those in place. Then next we have Meta Plus. Now this is a really simple little tool, and what this does is allows you to put metadata into a page. You can do a similar thing through the page properties, but this might be easier for some people to use. I would put the meta, it doesn't matter where it is on the page, but if you just put it here out the way, and you can just copy and paste any metadata you want. If you use it with the museGrid metadata, the SEO tool, so if we go to museGrid.com, let's go into museGrid Club, you'll see a tool here called Adobe Muse SEO Builder. You can fill that out and generate metadata here. generate the code, copy and paste that metadata, go back to Muse, let's click on here and just paste it in place, and that will put the metadata for your website into the correct places. Next we have Mobile Plus. Now this is obviously for mobile versions of your site, so we're going to go into the mobile version here, and I'm just going to open up this blank page and I'm going to drag the Mobile Data Plus on, and let's see what options we've got here. What's the name of our iPhone icon? Now this is when somebody adds your web page to their home screen on an iPhone or an iOS device, and we can put the icon name there. We put, is this web app capable? Now what that means is once this icon has been added to their home screen, next time they go to it, it will force the site to show as in web app format, which means it will be full screen, and just show a little black bar at the top showing the status of their phone, and we can change the color of that to black and transparent. So that's quite useful for when you're building mobile versions of the site. Next is QR Builder. Now this is a very simple tool. Again, just drag it onto the page, select what size. We've got standard sizes here for your QR code. Put your URL into here and it will automatically generate a code. So let's say, for instance, if we put in here google.com, you'll notice the QR code changing, and that then becomes a PNG file when the site's exported, so you could have a QR code on your site, nice and easy. Last thing is symbols. Now symbols allows you to put in HTML elements, so things like the copyright symbol and so on, and we've put some elements here. So let's say, for instance, if we wanted to put the registered trademark, the little TM sign in there, we can just choose it from the list, and that's because that's text. You can use the text tool. Let's change that out to Lato Light, for example, and let's put it up to 48, and you'll see that it's rescaled. So that's nice for getting those HTML entities, the HTML versions of those pieces that you want to use in your site. Very easy tool. So that's what comes in the museGrid utilities, and that's how you install new library items. Just double click and install them, and have fun with that. We have lots of new tools coming in the near future, so enjoy, and thanks for watching.